Finding Nemo is truly that one special movie that comes along about every decade. Now, I've personally never seen it, but I know about the impact this film had on so many people's childhoods, and it even got a sequel starring Ellen DeGeneres a few years ago. The game, on the other hand, well, it sucks. In this case, I wish Nemo was never found. First real issue with this game is its presentation. Everything looks like crap. No, seriously, it's like you're actually swimming through crap. When you first boot up the game, the graphics are movie quality, and then it switches to the in-game graphics, and it's quite jarring. Wow, this game actually looks really good, and oh god, I'm blind! Not only that, but the characters' eyes look like they're popping out of their heads. This is embarrassing. It's something I'd imagine you'd see on the original PlayStation, but this is the GameCube and the PS2 and the Xbox's era. You'd think they put a little more effort into it. The gameplay in this game ranges from mediocre to downright terrible. There's two different sections during this game. The first type of gameplay is this weird side-scroller type. This part can be downright frustrating and has some of the worst design levels I've ever seen. Look at this situation over here. There's 3 possible caves to go into over here. The first cave puts you on the outpath of the third cave. Okay, cool. By an old trick I learned in high school, process of elimination, you'd assume since those two are connected, you'd have to take the second cave. But no, wait. The second cave takes you to the first cave. So, now what? Oh, I'm sorry, you have to enter the third cave. Why the hell would you even try that after you went through the first cave and came out of the third? It defies all logic. But hold your horses, people, we're not done here. So this brings you to a room with 2 more caves. Let's call them caves 4 and 5. 4 is where you came from, connected to by cave 3. Cave 5 brings you back to the start, which from a gameplay perspective is just stupid. Why would they make a passageway with a cave system only to have it take you back to the start? So I went back to that room and there's this red ball on the ground. So from here, I thought that you had to put the red ball on this green nipple thing to trigger something to continue the game. But that also does nothing. So you know what you're supposed to do? Go into cave 4 after just coming out of there. What a bunch of complete bullshit. What kind of drugs did these game developers take while making this game? I've never seen such an asinine design for anything in my entire life. Alright, swimming. Am I seeing this right? Is that fire underwater? Whatever, why not? However, the biggest issue with these side-scrolling portions is that you can't move more than 2 feet without triggering some form of cutscene. Some movie-based games, such as Cat in the Hat, don't follow the movie at all. But in this pile of fish poo, it follows the movie almost too well. Almost every key scene is here somewhere, and you rarely can play a level without having these wacky character models over-explain the basic task. The meat and potatoes of the gameplay is quite boring in the early levels. Your main form of attacking is hitting things with bubbles. Underwater. Again, the physics here are blowing my mind. You spend a majority of the time going through rings. Huh. Sounds familiar. Another gripe I have with this fishy game is that you only have 1 hit before you die. This isn't really an issue in the early levels, but in the later levels, it gets quite frustrating. The level where you play as Nemo's dad, oh my, it's a nightmare. They always place the enemies in the worst possible locations. Ah, damn. What? The enemies' locations, though, go beyond jerk placement. That'd be one thing, but the other issue is that the perspective of the enemies makes no sense. You see this fish here? It looks like it's in the background, but nah. It's like that area is a square that if you touch, you're dead. Sometimes you can't even see what killed you before it's too late. Look at this situation! The second type of gameplay features these awkward race segments. The first time you race your friends, there's not even any real warning. You're shifted into a completely new style of gameplay that doesn't even tell you that it's different. Also, doesn't it suck to race from the front? I'd rather be focusing on what's ahead of me. The game takes a hit in these sections. The graphics look worse, the frame rate drops to the single digits, and these guys look like the paperclip from Microsoft Word. Yeah, I know I'm old, okay? Leave me alone. This one section where Nemo and his friends are trying to get to the boat is frustrating. Whenever you press the B button, you go faster to avoid stuff. But it sends you falling in a direction you have no control over. It's like trying to fly a plane through a tornado. You often miss the circles due to this and fall behind. The enemy placement is also a double dookie. Look at that! Right in the middle of the path! What a jerk enemy placement! I can't believe they would do that to me! Jeez, this is a kid's game, isn't it? Have some mercy here. If this is the first video game I ever played, I would have cried myself to sleep every night. I would have went to school and gave all the bullies my lunch money on arrival. It would have taught me that I have no self-confidence and made me cry every single day. I wonder how many people played this game as kids and grew up to be serial murderers or rapists. I wonder how many lives are ruined because of this game, telling them that they're terrible at everything and that everything will kill you in one hit. I can't believe it! This section where you race a scuba diver is one of the most ridiculous things I've seen in any video game. Tell me this, why would a scuba diver be going after a goldfish? How poor or hungry is this guy? If you miss the rings, the game scolds you and you have to start over. You get caught at the end anyway, so there's really no point to this scene. This game is truly a steaming pile of garbage. It fails in both demographics. It's too hard for kids and too boring for adults. It's literally a piece of crap. As Gandhi once said, or Nico Bellic, or someone relevant, you must suffer an eye for an eye, or something like that. And therefore, this game must suffer the punishment of the damned.